Shadows Over Ilinalta is a quest mod for the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim by the mod author Schlitzohr. The mod overhauls locations around Lake Ilinalta and adds a few new dungeons and 10 quests. Schlitzohr's mod enhances numerous vanilla exteriors and introduces 8 fresh locations within Falkreath Hold. Each site features fully voiced NPCs complete with unique dialogue and quest offerings. The character writing is exceptional, providing these quests with significant replay value. The experience closely mirrors the quest design seen in Falkhurst, another project by the same author. In this mini-series of videos, I will share my review and observations of most quests added by Shadows Over Ilinalta. The focus will be on quest design, lore and writing, just like my Beyond Skyrim Bruma, Helgen Reborn, Falkhurst and other videos. So let's get started then. At Lake Ilinalta, we talk to Raboda, who lives in a shack. What can you tell me about the region?
You should be a bit careful. Some shady people reside around the lake. Always has been like this. Most are not that bad when you get to know them, though. Like Helder on Worm's Crown, the small island you can see to the north. Smilosa is also all right. She resides to the south upon the old Colovian Tower at Ston. At the end of the day, if you don't want to deal with any necromancers or other hedge wizards, it's the best idea to just travel the road down south to Falkreath.
Is fishing enough to get by out here?
If you don't expect to live like a jarl, yes. Because I brought fish to the table of my family, I was allowed to do what I wanted and not bound to working the field. When I was old enough to leave, I did, and fishing was the only thing I was good at. So it was the logical thing to do to get by. But this place here is different. Something is special or off about the lake, and I love it. When I set up camp here for the first time, I saw that glowing fish, called it Shimmerscale. I've been trying to catch it ever since, but it's always ahead of the curve. It doesn't matter, though, who will catch the fish in the end. There will be more catches after it, and that never-ending hunt is what keeps me going.
I will try to kill this Shimmerscale for you.
Good luck, and tell me if you catch it. Alright then.
We then start looking for this giant slaughterfish. As we keep looking, we find a strange looking fish. As we approach it, we realize it is a ghost. The Shimmerscale is not a living fish. Let's head back to Raboda.
That would explain how he was able to escape my net, even though I was sure I had him this one time. Helder knows a lot about ghosts. You should ask him about it. Most of the time he dwells up on the island. But beware. Sometimes he is a bit special to deal with. Until next time.
Let's talk to Helder at Worm's Crown.
lake has a will of its own. Be careful around here.
I'm so happy to be with Smilly again. Thank you, friend. Fish ghosts, you say?
It was a large spectre.
So you want to catch a spectral fish? Interesting. There are many types of ghosts. Some you can touch, others you can't. If what you said is to be believed, you will need something to bind it to the material plane. Was there anything special from the looks of it, apart from it being a ghost?
It was a large spectre.
Then there is a chance its carcass is hanging as a trophy on some wall around the hold. If you are really that lucky, bring it to me and I will create a bait that will allow you to catch your ghostly fish. All right then.
So we have to find a slaughterfish trophy. At the fishing camp near the Guardian Stones, we find this trophy.
Fine. What?
I've been hunting and fishing in these parts for years.
Yes?
All right. It's not like my poaching is hurting anyone. The Jarl can hardly eat every deer now, can he?
Back at Helder. Alright Helder, I found the trophy.
Didn't expect that, to be honest. Stand still for a moment, and you are good to go. That should do the trick. Now excuse me, there is a lot more to be unraveled beyond your fish.
So Helder casts a spell on us to bind the fish to the material plane.
What do you need, my friend?
Now we know the location of the fish, it is time to send it to Aetherius.
Was your mother a foreigner, or are you just that ugly?
You afraid to fight me? You think you stand?
Is this what you want?
Shimmerscale is gone. Back to Raboda.
Once you've settled down by the lake, you won't want to live anywhere else.
Hey Raboda, Shimmerscale has found his peace. Here are his scales.
Wow, these look eerie. Thanks, that shall remind me to be quicker next time. I don't own much, but this bottle of wine I found on the lakeshore is probably the most valuable thing I have. Please take it.
So Raboda gives us a special bottle of wine and that completes the quest. The Shimmerscale quest begins as a traditional hunting task given by Raboda, but it quickly subverts expectations with a supernatural twist. The giant slaughterfish terrorizing the lake is revealed to be a ghost, requiring the player to seek Helda's assistance to bind the creature to the material plane before it can be defeated. The transition from a simple hunt to a necromantic resolution is a clever use of the mod's themes. While the quest involves several travel steps, the unique reward of a special bottle of wine and the satisfaction of laying the spirit to rest makes it a memorable addition to the Lake Ilinalta's activities. We start this quest at the Falkreath Watchtower. As seen in our previous episode, we learn how the mod has overhauled the location and added a few NPCs. Below the tower, we have a cave called the Crossroads Coven. As we explore the cave, we find a Nord who is dying.
There. Come closer. It's over for me. But there are more like me, further inside. They captured us, prepared us for some ritual. I ran away, but a spider bit me. Please, try to save the others. I beg you.
He says the group of necromancers has captured more people for a ritual, but he is dying from a spider bite. He wants us to save the others.
Don't make me pull out my mirror, spider!
Stronger with each fight. At least I like to think so.
At this chamber, we are approached by a necromancer. She does not want any bloodshed.
Halt right there, intruder. This doesn't need to get more bloody than it already is. What do you want?
At this point, we have three options. If we demand to free the remaining captives, the necromancer says they are needed for the ritual.
There is only one left alive anyway, and we can't conclude the ritual without her.
And we can now persuade, intimidate, or choose a dialogue option with a conjuration skill check. We fail this conjuration skill dialogue as the necromancer clearly notices our low skill.
Who do you think you are? Your knowledge is nothing compared to mine.
We then successfully uses our speech skills to persuade her to free the captive.
Damn it, you are right. The previous rituals all failed. You can have the woman and we will stand down. Now leave our coven and never return, intruder. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Yes? What? You've come to save me? Thank you so much. I'll be right behind you.
The mage at the College of Winterhold.
See ya.
I've no desire to go back.
We then escort the captive outside the cave. Once outside, we talk to the captive, Chiraya. You are free.
We've made it. I can't believe it. I don't have anything of value left to reward you, but I know of a treasure nearby. I saw an heavy chest when I was swimming in Lake Ilinalta a while ago. I'll show it to you on your map. I will go to Falkreath and rest for a while. Thank you so much.
She thanks us and offers a treasure map as a reward. The treasure chest is at the bottom of Lake Ilinalta. We find some coins, a robe, and a war hammer. And that completes this branch of the quest. Let's check out the other branch. When we are approached by the necromancer, we have three options. This time we ask her for a reward to let them continue the ritual.
Treasure or knowledge? What shall it be?
In this case, we have a choice to accept the treasure or some knowledge. We get 750 gold if we choose the treasure.
Here, we are in no need of worldly riches anyway. Now leave our coven and never return, intruder. Until next time.
The quest fails and the branch ends. If we choose knowledge, we get 2 levels of conjuration skill training for free.
Not as mundane as I expected. Let me initiate you into some of the mysteries of my craft. Now leave our coven and never return, intruder.
The quest fails and the branch ends. The final branch involves killing the Necromancers. I won't document that and will leave it to you guys.
Speak.
The Crossroads Coven quest is an exemplary showcase of role-playing flexibility taking place in a cave below Falkreath Watchtower. The quest immediately presents a moral dilemma: save the remaining captives from a necromantic ritual or negotiate with the Necromancer who approaches you. The quest's strength lies in its multiple meaningful branches. Players can successfully use speech checks to persuade the Necromancer to release the captive. Alternatively, the player can negotiate a bribe, accepting either 750 gold or 2 levels of free conjuration skill training, though this results in the quest's failure. The inclusion of a third branch involving combat further highlights the diverse solutions available. The dialogue-heavy approach requiring skill checks like conjuration that can be failed makes the player character's build directly relevant to the outcome, providing excellent replay value. The Crossroads Coven is a strong role-playing mission with significant player agency. We start this quest at the village of Riverwood. Here we talk to a kid named Tilly.
For a stranger, you're not so bad.
What are you doing here? Where are your parents?
I want to stay with my sister. Mom and Papa probably don't even realize I'm gone. But when I got close to Robota's place, there were walking skeletons. So I had to retreat for the time being. I will try it again. But first I have to become strong enough to get past the skeletons.
Why did you run away from home?
It's boring, and I have to help on the farm all day. I want to stay with Robota. She is really strong and only does what she wants. I don't need to do what you say.
I know Raboda. I can accompany you to her.
You would do that? That would be so fantastic. She lives at the big lake. You can see the big island from her house. Let's go.
So we have to escort Tilly to Raboda. As we leave Riverwood, we are approached by a witch.
Oh, what a cute little girl you've got here. But she doesn't look like she is your child, does she? How sweet of you. But I have a great proposal for you. How about I take care of her?
Why should I leave her to you?
Some nice and sparkling coins.
At this point, we have a choice to either hand over Tilly to the witch for some coins or intimidate the witch to leave. We choose to get some coins and hand over Tilly to the witch.
Then be so kind and tell Tilly the good news. All right then.
Hey Tilly, please go with this nice lady.
What? Why? You said you'll take me to Robota.
We can persuade or intimidate Tilly.
Really? Okay. But I'll run away again if this is also a lie. Alright then.
Yes? Here you go, hero.
We get 750 gold and that fails the main objective and the quest. Let's document the main branch.
Oh, what a cute little girl you've got here. But she doesn't look like she is your child, does she?
In this branch, we intimidate the witch to leave.
Relax, you little ruffian. I'll take my leave. All right then.
At Raboda's shack, we watch the scene between Tilly and Raboda.
Tilly, by the divines, what are you doing here?
I'm going to stay with you from now on and do what I want. Please, I don't want to go back to Mama and Papa.
Tilly, Mama and Papa are probably worried sick right now. And anyway, I can't take care of you.
You will leave me alone with them again? Papa's angry all the time, and Mama's just sitting there and does nothing after the work is done. Please, I don't want to go back. You also never came back, didn't you?
Fine, you can stay for the moment. But we will write a letter to Mama and Papa. And you have to go back when they actually come to pick you up.
Yippee!
Thank you so much for bringing Tilly to me. I don't know what the girl was thinking. Please take these coins as a reward for keeping her safe. I don't have much else.
As a child,
Sorry.
Otero and I would pass time on the road by playing.
Raboda rewards us with 400 gold, and that completes the objective and the quest. The Escort Tilly quest presents a sharp moral dilemma that tests the player's greed against their heroic instincts. While the objective is a simple escort mission to bring a runaway child back to Raboda, the intervention of a witch mid-journey complicates the narrative. Players are faced with a choice: sell Tilly to the witch for a substantial 750 gold, which leads to immediate quest failure. This contrast between a high-paying evil path and a low-paying good path provides a classic role-playing moment, even if the mechanical task remains straightforward. The quest successfully uses a small-scale encounter to add weight to the player's choices within Falkreath Hold. We start this quest by talking to Anise, the elderly conjurer living in Anise's cabin near Riverwood.
Yeah, it's so nice to have a visitor.
Do you need any help?
Maybe, but I have to tell you, a few people think I'm some kind of hag. What do you think about that?
So Anise wants to know if we harbor any ill will towards witches. We say no.
That is good to hear. You won't believe it, but there even is a vigilant of Stendar scouring around. Would you talk to her and make her leave? I will make it worth your time. There is a small Creethy ruin to the south. Last I heard, she was snooping around there.
And now Anise wants us to talk to a vigilant of Stendar person nearby and ask her to leave. We find this vigilant at the fishing camp near the Guardian Stones.
The suffering the Daedra cause will not go unpunished. You speak to a vigilant of Stendar. Cavort with any Daedra, and we will hunt you down.
What are you doing here?
I'm a vigilant of Stendar. My mission is to cleanse this area of any Daedra worshippers and foul magic.
At this point, we have three options. We can now persuade or choose a dialogue option with an illusion skill check to get rid of the vigilant.
You are a weird one. I'll stick to this place.
If we pass the speech skill or the illusion skill checks, we can get the vigilant to leave.
Interesting. That should be way more challenging than some forest dweller rituals. I will get going, but remember to always walk in the light. None escape the vigil. All come into the light.
We return to Anise, who gives us some ingredients as a reward.
Yes, child. That is good news. I have some valuable ingredients for you as a reward. You are welcome to stay, but don't tell anyone else about the basement.
This cabin has holes in the roof. Where does he sleep when it rains?
Anise is now a friend and does not mind us entering her basement. And that ends the branch and the quest. Let's check out the other branch.
My mission is to cleanse this area of any Daedra worshippers and foul magic.
We can inform the vigilant about Anise the witch.
Will you help me take her down?
Yes, follow us.
But you've put me on her trail. Suspicious.
We return to Anise's cabin and watch the scene between the vigilant and Anise.
This is my property. You have no right to bother me, vigilant.
I have every right to be here, witch. Why do you send someone to get rid of me?
Damn it. Never a good idea to trust outsiders.
This cabin has holes in the roof. Where does he sleep when it rains?
Never should have come.
Takes care of that.
Her magic was more potent than I anticipated. Good that you helped me out, friend. I have some supplies I want to share with you. I will head to Riverwood and then travel back west. May you always walk in the light.
never would have guessed. Although that explains why she took such an interest in
What
my
do you need,
sister.
my friend?
So the sweet old lady turned out to be a witch. Well, at least she wasn't eating children and raising their corpses like in the stories.
The Vigilant then kills Anise, and that ends the branch and the quest. The Aid Anise quest is a concise but impactful role-playing experience that immediately confronts the player with a sharp ethical dilemma. Starting with Anise, the elderly conjurer near Riverwood, the quest is a test of allegiance: protect the witch from a nearby Vigilant of Stendarr or betray her. The quest is resolved entirely through dialogue and player choice, offering two distinct paths. The good path involves successfully persuading the Vigilant to leave using a speech or illusion skill check, rewarding the player with Anise's friendship, ingredients, and most notably, access to her otherwise restricted basement. The dark path provides a stark consequence for betrayal. Informing the Vigilant leads to Anise's immediate death. This use of skill checks and the immediate irreversible consequences solidifies the quest as a strong example of player agency, forcing a difficult moral decision with meaningful outcomes that directly reflect the player's chosen alignment. Alright guys, we have come to the end of this video. What a fantastic quest mod. As usual, Schlitzohr uses Elder Scrolls lore and creates stories that add depth to Falkreath. We also get to enjoy fantastic role-playing options in every quest. This completes our showcase of all the quests in Shadows Over Ilinalta, a quest mod with a Necromancer theme. An incredible mod that will always remain in my load order. What did you think about the quest we discussed today? Do share your thoughts in the comments and be sure to check out our next video when we document another quest mod. If you're still here, I appreciate you. Thank you all for watching, and may the Divine's guard and keep you.